Football Tactics Made Simple Part 3. Where had we left off? Episode 2. Oh yes, I remember. We left it off at dividing the ground into 16 separate blocks. I'll just get that done with as fast as possible. Although lines might not be straight, you're getting what I'm doing. So for as a reminder, 1, 2, 3, 4 onwards up to 16 separate blocks. So I'll just get rid of that super fast, and then we arrange the team in a 4-4-2 formation. From this 4-4-2 formation, we get the idea of what I'm trying to convey here. For instance, this right back over here will be covering this entire area along with the right midfielder, and then the striker on the right hand side over here will also be covering this entire area, as they are the only two strikers up there to cover around, let's say, 6-8 boxes. But here, as we've got the right back over here, if he's covering this entire area with the right midfielder, what do the boxes signify? The boxes quite clearly signify that a zone has been created for each player, and the zone is the box, as you can make out over here. Let's get rid of all of that again. So now you've understood what a zone is. You can understand where I'm going, what I'm going to do now. In fact, we're just going to go on to a related topic. Let's see, 1.5 minutes over. We've still got a bit of time. A related topic which will help me explain the concept easier for the next step. What have you got in mind now? 10 outfield players divided into 16 blocks. So let's just suggest that if we make the 10 outfield players work either in a defensive format or an attacking format. So we are dividing the two strategies, either to defend or to attack. Why? Why would we do that? Just to make things simpler. And everyone is enlightened. Simpler. That's what we've got. The whole target is to make tactics simpler. To do that, as I said, I have to talk about something else. Let's just imagine. Everyone has heard, I'm sure, about an elastic band. If you haven't, you'll probably be living in another dimension, but let me explain to you. An elastic band is obviously an object. If this is a very terrible drawing of an elastic band, but that is supposed to be an elastic band. An elastic band can be stretched, and after it is stretched, if you see what I'm doing here, it's stretched. After that, it gets back to its original shape, and that's what we're going to do here. We're going to use an elastic band. Why? Once again, why? I can see you asking, why? Well, the reason is quite simple. Talking about a defensive strategy first. So if we use those 16 blocks that we have created earlier, use the 16 separate blocks that we have created earlier and bring them together like so. So we have used the 16 separate blocks and brought them together in such a way, as you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 and then 16, in such a way, but we have made it compact. What we're going to do now here is we've got the 4-4-4 players, 4-4-2 players working in such a way. As you can see here, they are tight. Alright, you can see that they're tight, and what else can you see? That they are compact. you can clearly make out that these players have totally blocked up this entire section. What is free here is this entire section over here, if you can get what I'm saying, and obviously this entire section over here. But the second section which I drew, this one, is going to be occupied by the opposition. So what do we do with these players over here? And this is where we bring in the elastic band. With these players set up in this way, compact, they are playing compact here to block an attack by the opposition from the left hand side. Automatically, if this team passes the ball across through the defensive line or through the midfield line or even through a striker across to the right, this group over here, now mark my words, I hope you understand, we're coming up to the end now, this group over here will move across as a unit all the way to the other side, thus blocking the central area and then the area on the left hand side. Let me just get rid of this over here, and I'll just carry on. I'll just carry on until I give you the explanation of the elastic band quickly. Okay, I'll do that as quick as possible. The elastic band. So what do I mean by that? Now this is the defensive strategy, what we just worked out here about the entire grid moving from this area over here all the way to this area over here, and then all the way to the left hand side, moving as a group in tandem defensively. But here comes the elastic band back into play. Let me just get rid of that. That has popped up miraculously. Probably some evil force bringing that up. So let me just bring that up again about the elastic band. This elastic band theory is used when you have turned the defensive strategy into an attacking strategy. So therefore, as this thing keeps coming up, I will use it. This grid is when the elastic band is tightly wound up. As soon as this team gains possession of the ball, the grid is once again stretched to its full capacity in such a way that we get back to the original grid. Therefore, the left back moves across using the flank to the left midfielder on the left midfielder's position, and the striker who's trying to make space in these 4 blocks, while the right striker comes and makes space in this area. As soon as, let me just get rid of as much as I can, as soon as the opposition wins possession of the ball, the defending team here assumes a grid-like position to block any chance of an attack from the opposition through any gaps created. And I think I'll end the episode 3 off at this point, and I hope to see you again for episode 4. Here's me saying good morning, good afternoon.